Thousands of U.S. troops put on worldwide alert as the military prepares to move into Somalia. In Washington, a decision from the government on new rules for food labels turns out to be a major victory for consumers. And a feisty newspaperman turns up dead. The police say suicide. Friends say murder. Eye on America, a real-life whodunit. This is the CBS Evening News. Good evening. Dan Rather reporting. A decision apparently has been made. The U.S. military will be going into Somalia. President Bush briefed President-elect Clinton today on the looming operation. A White House spokesman said the two will stay in touch. Tonight, the United Nations Security Council is trying to settle the terms under which tens of thousands of U.S. troops would try to save the millions starving in Somalia. David Martin at the Pentagon has learned exclusively some of the details of the proposed operation.
Under the plan to be presented to President Bush tomorrow, the main combat force would consist of thousands of Marines from Camp Pendleton, California. The 1,800 Marines aboard ships now off the coast of Somalia would go ashore first to secure a port and an airfield. Then elements of the 1st Marine Expeditionary Force from Camp Pendleton would fly in while their equipment arrived by sea aboard ships based at the Indian Ocean island of Diego Garcia. It will find a country in total disarray.
The roads, those that have tarmac, are in bad repair. Port facilities are in a state of disrepair, but certainly serviceable. Generally speaking, they're going to have to be pretty self-contained.
A cargo ship loaded with generators, water purification units, trucks, forklifts, road graders, fuel, food, and medical supplies has been diverted from the Persian Gulf and is now en route to Somalia. But much of the equipment, particularly helicopters, will have to be flown in aboard transport aircraft. At least one influential member of Congress questions whether it is wise to make such a commitment in a situation which, tragic as it is, poses no threat to the U.S.
This is not just a deployment. This is a major deployment. This changes the rules of the game. This, we're now saying, the United States is going to get involved in things that are not in our national interest.
The operation will be commanded by Marine General Robert Johnston, the former Chief of Staff for Operation Desert Storm. Members of Congress are warning that American troops may have to remain in Somalia as long as they did in Saudi Arabia.
I don't think anyone believes that Somalia is going to be a calm, stable place or calm, stable government in the next 6 months to a year. And I certainly don't think the American people are going to want to keep 20,000 to 30,000 American troops there for a prolonged period of time.
The operation will not begin until after the UN Security Council passes a resolution authorizing the use of force. That vote could come as early as tomorrow. After the vote, President Bush may make a televised address to the nation explaining exactly what it's getting into and why. Dan?
David, the operation in Panama was roughly 26,000 U.S. military personnel. Any idea how big this operation will be?
Well, Pentagon officials are sticking with the estimate of between 10 and 20,000 troops on the ground in Somalia, but that really understates the size of this operation because this is going to require a major air and sea lift from U.S. bases all over the world to support those troops in Somalia. For instance, all the fuel for the helicopters, planes, trucks, generators, all that equipment, all that fuel's going to have to be brought in. Plus, some reserve units are probably going to have to be called up. So this will never get to be anywhere near as big as Operation Desert Storm, but Americans are going to feel the strain.
David Martin live at the Pentagon, thanks. Big operation coming up in Somalia. Big changes are coming to the food chain in this country. The government is requiring new nutrition labels on thousands of foods. As Rita Braver reports tonight, it's the end of a long battle pitting consumers against industry and two government agencies.